Hello everyone and welcome to the online lecture series by Shet Vidya Mandir English High School and Junior College of Science and Commerce. Myself JAYESH RAJGOR and today we are going to study 12th Standard Economics new syllabus chapter number 3A Demand Analysis. And today's topic of discussion is Law of Demand. Yes, my dear students. In the previous video lectures, we studied about why demand analysis is essential. We studied about types of demand. Also, we saw some factors affecting demand. We saw about the individual demand schedule and the market demand schedule. My dear students, in ordinary language, demand means urge to have something. In economics, demand means a desire which is backed by willingness and ability to pay. For example, if a person has the desire to purchase a television set but does not have the adequate purchasing power, then it will be simply a desire and not a demand. Thus, demand is an effective desire. All desires are not demand. Here, we can conclude that demand is equal to desire plus willingness to purchase and ability to pay. These 2 points are very essential and important to conclude demand or complete demand. All desires are not demand. In today's video, we will study the law of demand. My dear students, the law of demand was introduced by Professor Alfred Marshall, and usually in board exam this answer or this particular question law of demand is usually asked for 8 marks. In previous 5 years paper this question has been asked each and every time. So, in this year's new syllabus also, law of demand becomes a very crucial and important question. My dear students, Alfred Marshall, in his book Principles of Economics, which was published in 1890, he explained the functional relationship between price and quantity demanded. He stated that law of demand is based on consumers' behavior, and thus he propounded a specific statement which goes on like this. According to Professor Alfred Marshall, other things being equal, higher the price of a commodity, smaller is the quantity demanded, and lower the price of a commodity, larger is the quantity demanded. I repeat, other things being equal, higher the price of a commodity, smaller is the quantity demanded, and lower the price of a commodity, larger is the quantity demanded. So, here are some important takeaway words from this important statement. Higher price, smaller demand. Lower price, larger demand. Yes, my dear students, this particular point is very important to understand human tendency or consumer behavior. Whenever the price is higher, the demand for that particular product will be smaller. Similarly, when the price is lower, the demand for the commodity will be larger as people tend to buy more at falling prices such as offers, discounts, etc. So this statement clearly states other things being equal, higher the price of a commodity, smaller is the quantity demanded, and lower the price of a commodity, larger is the quantity demanded. In other words, other factors remaining constant, if the price of a commodity rises, demand for it falls, and when price of a commodity falls, demand for the commodity rises. Thus, there is an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Symbolically, Alfred Marshall shows the functional relationship between demand and price as follows. Dx is equal to f of px, which means D is demand for the commodity, x is the commodity itself, and f is function, px is price of the commodity. So basically, demand for a commodity is nothing but function of its price. So dx is equal to f of px. Here are some important assumptions of law of demand. Yes, my dear students, constant level of income. If the law of demand is to find true operate, then consumers' income should remain constant. If there is rise in income, people may demand more at a given price. Similarly, no change in size of population. It is assumed that the size of population remains unchanged. Any change in the size and composition of population of a country affects the total demand for the product. The next point of assumption is prices of substitute goods remain constant. It is assumed that the prices of substitutes remain unchanged. Any change in the price of the substitute will affect the demand for the commodity. Similarly, Alfred Marshall also assumes prices of complementary goods to remain constant. It is assumed that the prices of complementary goods remain unchanged because a change in the price of one good will affect the demand for the other. Alfred Marshall also assumes there should be no expectations about future changes in prices. It is assumed that the consumers do not expect any further change in price in the near future. If consumers expect a rise in prices in future, they may demand more in the present even at the existing high price. Lastly, no change in taste, habit, preferences, or fashion, and no change in taxation policy. Here, Alfred Marshall assumes that consumers' taste, habit, preferences, fashion, etc. should remain unchanged. Any change in these factors will lead to a change in demand. Similarly, taxation policy of the government has a great impact on demand for various goods and services. Therefore, it is assumed that there is no change in the policy of taxation declared by the government. My dear students, law of demand is a very specific one, which clearly states that other things being equal, higher the price of a commodity, smaller is the quantity demanded, and lower the price of the commodity, larger is the quantity demanded. The law of demand is also explained with the help of schedule and diagram. In the next video, we will study about the exceptions of law of demand and how exactly the schedule and diagram is used to understand law of demand. Till then, stay safe, stay connected. Thank you very much.